Welcome to C4 News, and I'm C4, your host. I want to introduce you to my non politically correct newscast channel. Here, you won't just get one side of the news. I don't have any affiliation with any Democrat or Republican. I am an independent voter. No one owns my mind or point of view. My aim is to not just bring you beneficial news, but information that will enlighten you, spark thought. In other words, I want to make you think. Think about yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Where you came from, where you are, and especially where you're going as a people and civilization. Welcome to C4 News, and I'm C4, your host. As we get closer to the presidential election, I wanted to give you some information to take with you to the poll. First, I saw a commercial from Kamala Harris saying that she promises to lower prices at the grocery store and at the gas pump. Now, how can I believe this? Maybe if she was a first-time candidate, it would make some type of sense. But how do you promise to do something when you're already in office? If you wanted the prices to go down on household goods, why are they not down? You are the vice president. You have the direct ear of the president. Or are you telling us that Joe Biden could lower prices and is not for whatever reason? If you are saying that, then your commercial throws poor Joe under the bus. I saw another Kamala Harris commercial where she seems to be saying that the government would be financing sex change operations. Why would you say such a thing? That sounds ludicrous. I am waiting on a rebuttal commercial where you are clarifying what you meant to say, because I know that you did not mean to say that, at least not in that way. Please clean that up, and quick. Trump really got you with that commercial. His campaign must have been holding that one in their hip pocket, waiting on the right time, and boy did they hit you with that one. Another thing, Mrs. Vice President, is why do you not use your husband's last name? Did you figure it would give you away? Once you called yourself Mrs. Imhoff, the jig would be up. I still don't get it, but that's your own personal business. My job is to protect my people from those so-called black politicians that Malcolm warned us about. Are you one of those, or do I have you wrong? Because you're walking and talking like a duck, and you know what that means. I just don't want to say it. I would like to think that you are a good sister who just got caught up, but it seems as though that you've been caught up a lot. I previously did a show that talked about some of your Attorney General exploits. Let's just say this, it was not flattering. You confused me. I want to find a way or reason to support you, but in reality, I can't. Every time I try, another skeleton comes flying out of the closet. Now let's get to the meat of the conversation. What exactly is your Israel-Palestinian policy? If we elect you, will you bring Netanyahu up on genocide charges? The World Court has already stated that he is guilty. What are we waiting for? Him being held to account for his heinous acts is way more important than Trump being guilty of lying, racketeering, and money laundering. He's guilty of a lot more, but I'm just trying to make a point. If we elect you and you don't hold Netanyahu accountable for crimes against humanity, then what good would it be to vote for you? Women and children are dying and no one cares. If Hillary Clinton can assassinate Muammar Gaddafi, then why can't we hit Netanyahu? He's worth less than the stuff on the bottom of your shoes when you go walking through a dog park. What I'm really trying to say is that you are in office, high office in this administration, who has given Israel cover for killing innocent women and children. Now, I know your opponent is, I don't know, maybe 1,000 times worse than you are, but what is that saying? At least I know who and what he is. Don't come giving me this you're on our side as far as blacks and minorities is concerned, and in reality, you're Aunt Thomas, Uncle Tom's little niece. We are tired of being lied to about what politicians claim they stand for, and the only thing they care about is money and power. I've dedicated the first half of this show to you because you claim to be a friend. But in reality, you remind me of the person who stabbed Caesar in the back. Not to say I like Caesar. I know I can't stop you, and my people are going to vote for you hand over fist, but that doesn't make you right for selling them out. Do you have a conscience, or did you lose it when you married Mr. Imhoff? Tell me, how did they do it? How did they suck all of the black out of you? I know you like to claim black when it's convenient, and yes, I know you went to Howard, and yes, I know you're an AKA, but when the rubber hits the road, you're nowhere to be found. Maybe that's why my candidate is Cornel West. I know that he really doesn't have a shot to win, but I must sleep at night knowing that I did the right thing. I can't do that if I vote for you. Cornel West is the only candidate who speaks about the real politics of the Israel-Palestinian conflict. Excuse me, I said conflict. I meant execution. For it to be a conflict, the opposition has to strike a blow. Mr. West, during his career in public, has never been shy about telling the truth about the U.S. or its policies. That's why he's my candidate. The rest of you are just yes men and women. You take orders from the establishment. You are afraid of bucking the system. You are afraid to stand for something, so you fall for anything. Mr. West stands for the poor and disenfranchised all over the world. It's time that we stop this archaic way of life and get to the real purpose for our living. That is to make sure that the next generation do a better job than we did. Instead, we're still playing racial games in a world where every place is integrated. The black man has given civilization to multiple continents, and how did he get repaid? Stripped of his countries, his continent, and focus. I know I'm not the only person that sees what's going on. Mrs. Harris seems to be a Trojan horse, and you scare me. I don't believe that you're able to stand up for anything that doesn't benefit you. Even your own home state of California has a street called Skid Row. Did you do anything about that? Yet and still, I'm supposed to believe that you'll help the single mother in Chicago when you wouldn't even help the people in your own home state, let alone tackle discrimination, reparations, or as I like to say, just ICE reform. The last time I heard a politician like you, the crime bill was signed. Look at us. Men want to be women and women want to be men. All while we kill each other over which could barely be crumbs in our neighborhoods. We should demand that we be written in as a protected people and be paid what we are owed, plus interest. Payday is today, or we take our votes to the independent party, or we start our own minority party. Between us, the Latino, the Native American, Asian, and Arab community, we have substantial numbers to overturn a system that has beaten and abused us. The same atrocities that they have perpetrated on us, they have done to others as well. Remember, Latinos only speak Spanish because Spain terrorized them. The Native Americans were slaughtered like sheep. The Asians remember the sick man and nuclear bombs. And we are witnessing the extermination of the Afro-Arabs in Palestine. It is time to unify before this sickness, which has been on a path to destruction, passes the red line. Thank you. This is C4 for C4 News, saying once again, keep your ear to the ground while looking up. Peace.